Hello, Facebook. We're here for the USS Detroit docking behind the Renaissance Center. The ship looks like about 3 miles down the river here, or up the river, behind that freighter. That freighter should get out of the way here in a few minutes and we'll be able to get a look at it. There's probably 200 or 300 people here. Media and Navy dignitaries. Hi, Marissa. That's the ship there, pointed directly at us, I believe. There's a freighter. There's a freighter just to the right of it that's closer to us. I'll try to hold the camera as steady as I can. It's quite a ways out. Hi, Gwendolyn. Thanks for joining us. Once the ship arrives, we'll talk to some people here and see how they feel about this ship coming to Detroit. If you're just joining us, I'm going to try and zoom in on the ship coming down the river. I don't think it's grabbing a focus on it, but it's coming closer every minute. Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, Bob. Thanks for joining us. I'll give you a little pan of the scene here. I would say there's probably about 300 to 400 people lined up outside of the fence and inside the fence here. Beautiful day down here. We look beautiful, he says. That's right. We've all been told to stay up on this top step here as a precaution so we're not deemed a threat. Very high security situation here. Hey, Don, thanks for joining us. Watching from Houston. We're going to stay live as long as we can here and watch this ship come in. patriotic scene here. Hi, Jack. I believe the ship is going to be here for a week, and there's going to be a commissioning ceremony Saturday, I believe. I believe the public has been invited down here through the week for tours. Just behind the Renaissance Center. Hi, Matt. Yeah, this is what we report on. And I don't think it has anything to do with Sparty's record. That's right, Ann. It is a beautiful day, beautiful city. Dan Sutton joining us from the Canadian side. We love our Windsor friends. Try to get a little shot of the the ship. I like how it's been described as a jet ski that you can fit a helicopter and 96 of your friends on. Hi, Jared. They're docking here because the ship is the USS Detroit, and it will be commissioned here. A commissioning ceremony will happen next Saturday. Hi, Jack. Yeah, I believe they do plan to have tours during the week. There's a schedule of events, and you can find more information about that on wwj.com. Pan around here so you can get a look at the beautiful river. Good sized crowd. Nikki Martinez watching from Arizona, Detroit Pride. Welcome, Nikki. I think this guy's going to want to get out of the way here. It probably doesn't look like a good spot to be. Lindsay, I have no idea how big this boat is. I'll tell you in person, it looks pretty big. The freighter that just went through here. It's a little bit smaller than the freighter that came through here. It's not meant for open ocean. I guess it's meant for close to shore action. Getting calls for flags up, ladies.
Can they see us yet?
Yeah. We can see them. Wow, you're profound.
Post your questions in the comments here. I'll try to get someone who knows more about this ship than I do a little bit later. Thanks, Jordan. 378.3 feet. Someone said the ship is cute. I guess you could say that.
We'll try it again.
Did you say the ship was cute?
No.
No?
Very cute. Maybe I did. You did.
Are they manning the rails? Kevin is asking. I got a little pillar in the way right now. It's going to come out behind it in a second. Get a better look. What type? Destroyer, interceptor? I believe it's a combat littoral ship. Littoral combat ship. I'm being clarified. I believe littoral means close to shore. Can I swim out to get a closer look? No. Let's see what happens when you go swimming with an iPad. Brian, they're going to be docked here for a week, I believe, until next Saturday.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
When the ship is pointed right at you, it's pretty intimidating, I'll say that. How many crewmen aboard, Jonathan? I believe it carries 96. It's a Great Lakes vessel or an ocean vessel. I'm not sure. I know it's close to shore. It's not meant for open ocean. Can't really zoom in. It's not able to focus. I see no guns. Rebecca Lasky is saying. That's right, Alan. It is beautiful. I believe the ship might be doing a turn for a little beauty shot here. Can you guys hear me? Cheryl, I don't. Next Saturday, I believe, is all. Thanks, Nathan. It appears it is port side to the pier. That looks right. Port's left for the land lovers out there. Wayne, we need more volume. See if I can give you a little more. Give it a little more volume. Hopefully that helps. Thanks, John. Always dock facing upstream. Thanks for the facts there, Jim. Thank you. Please zoom in, Kathy is asking. Let's give that a try. A little pan. Crew members on the rails.
Yeah, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, no, it's doesn't want to focus when I zoom in. Riverwalk will be safe now. That's right, Chris. Thanks for all the thumbs up, guys. Oh, you think the zoom was good, Gwendolyn? Give it another try. When can we go aboard? Mike is asking. I believe starting Monday, but check wwj.com for all that information. I would say there's probably 500 people here. Hey buddy, we are at the Renaissance Center in downtown Detroit on the Detroit River.
That is the moment when all the cheers and all the hats go up.
Ah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
We're getting some instruction on when we're supposed to cheer.
Aaron, you've got a lot of choices here.
Ship port side. Is that what he said?
That's right.
When they say ship port side, they're going to say it out from the ship.
Yeah.
So when they call ship port side, everyone's going to throw hats up and cheer on the shore.
It's really awesome.
It is very awesome.
No, I don't think that they have a Navy tube or whatever.
They don't? That's just wrong. Yeah.
A little challenging to make out what I'm seeing on the screen, but trying to give you guys a good view of it.
There's quite a few people back there. Peasants. That's the exact word I was thinking of.
What were you saying?
There's a bunch of peasants. I used to be a member of the DAR.
The DAR, the Daughters of the Revolution, Daughters of the American Revolution, are here in force. Hence all the red.
That's our lieutenant.
You know everything about starboard. Great way to practice.
Embarking some information from the ship to the shore here.
Right there on that brown rectangle. On the gray boat.
That's it? That's all? That's the only marking?
Oh, there is a big 7. Yeah. I was looking at the B. Josh, is that what you were saying? This is the 7th prototype or whatever? Is that what it is? Is that Then why is there? Oh, no, but like this particular type of ship. The 7th one of this ship.
I'm hearing this is the 7th prototype of this particular ship. It's the 7. Oh, it's very warm out here, Gwendolyn.
They really didn't.
Well, comfortable.
Like a little walkie, as Josh was talking about it last night.
Maybe it's because it's in Michigan that we have these orange things.
Streaming now?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yep. Got any information you want to share?
I do, actually. I've been just finishing up a live shot, but I talked to some of the Navy folks here who mentioned the pier that you see is because the water's too shallow for it to actually, the barge, I should say, is there because the water's too shallow to actually have the boat dock next to the pier wall.
Right.
Going to be here for 8 days. Obviously, you've probably covered that. And then the christening is actually a week from tomorrow. But I've just been walking up, and we're doing some live shots on WWJ as well. But just talking to some of the Navy veterans here who are just floored by just how different it looks as far as combat ready. And they were talking about not seeing any of the guns and cannons that you would see outside of a vessel in their era. And a lot of different emotions running through. We'll share some of those experiences and live shots that we have coming up on News Radio 950 as well. But a beautiful day. Couldn't be nicer for this, and it's really striking. They've talked a lot, too, about this vessel being built for speed and agility, a new era of Navy vessel. And one of the things I found striking is kind of a click-and-play mentality of what they talked about in a modular sense for this vessel. I don't know a lot of the inner workings, but whatever the mission dictates, it is apparently adaptable in some respects physically, which is unique also, I am told. But I am far from the expert on this. But fascinating, and another era of naval history for the city of Detroit, to be sure.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, John Hewitt from WWJ, hanging out with George down here at the river. Right on the Winter Garden area by the Rents End behind us, and obviously looking across to Windsor, which you cannot see because of the USS Detroit having anchored in. We'll try and find out how the tours work. I'm sure a lot of people would be interested in bringing their families down and seeing what this would be about. I think it'd be fascinating, but I'm not sure how they're going to limit people getting on board or what areas of the vessel would be accessible or not. Want to remind people, though, we'll have updates for you throughout the afternoon. News Radio 950, and there's going to be a news briefing around 2 o'clock, we're told, where we'll learn a little bit more about the mission of this vessel and what's going to take place over the next week here on the riverfront. It's funny, you got the invite-only list. If you turn it around, George, you can see people just kind of out along the fence line. We're kind of in an area where we went through security, and there are some invited guests today that joined us. But it's funny, people have just pulled up. You can see through the Winter Garden windows, and people up in the Renaissance Center looking out their windows. Everybody taking it in. Another neat sight here downtown. I'll hand the mic back to you, George. I'm getting back to work.
Thanks, John.
Yep.
Looks like they're going to throw some rope.
Yes.
One of those tidbits that I remember from class.
Yes, it is. Hopefully when the US one comes up, that will be a pretty shot.
Only we get down.
You can really hear that engine now.
Yours, mine are pretty boring. Show where my gold is. I want to show. Yeah.
Take a second to share this video with anybody you think would be interested in this. And if you have any questions, throw them in the comments. I'll try to find somebody to answer them for you.
No, but the principal is having donuts with Dan.
Oh, okay.
Like an informal.
Say, Gene.
Hey! Just,
It is. I'm sitting here thinking about all the things. Like, okay, our forefathers fought for our freedom, some political season, and here we are with the rebirth of Detroit. I mean, it just seems like it's all coming together. Exactly. It's just like cool thing.
What time is your thing after this? It starts at like 6:30? Yeah. It goes until 1.
Diesel smells pretty good now. That old school bus smell.
What, didn't I take you to see Miles Davis down at the Shane Park before he died?
remember he stupid back to the club the entire time. Remember that really
That was a really weird music. He was playing, he was going into some kind of new kind of stuff.
I remember.
And I was like, wow, this is kind of weird.
Didn't we go to Baker's Concert?
Yep, we went to Baker's. I still do the jazz festival here every year.
You know what? I don't know, for some reason next year we need to go. Right.
Let me know where you guys are watching in the comments.
I took a job at the VA Medical Center a year ago. Because I went back on active duty Navy in 2008. Went to Washington, D.C., military SEAL command in the Pentagon. And then they asked me to go over to Italy for a year. So I was over there managing all the North Africa and Syrian stuff.
Alexandra Doré, thanks for joining us from Toronto.
I can tell you, I have some perspective on what's really going on. Not what you.
Hi, Andy,
I was over
proud
there,
Navy veteran,
and this is,
FFG lifer. She is a beauty. That's right, Andy.
Follow my mind. We're in Italy. This is in 2008.
Columbus, Ohio. Wally Brown, Melvindale, Michigan. Debbie Martin, Tomlin. Salem, Michigan. Diane Gerns. Georgia, from Detroit, Adam Shanks. Welcome, everybody.
Missiles at Israel. Went for a long time when it lost there. It never made the news. And that was just in the short time I was there. I mean, the stuff goes through my head. And it never makes the news. Oh, well, you know, Iran served Israel. It just blew me away.
Shelley in Ann Arbor.
But
Welcome.
The Iron Dome was one of the projects that we were working on, and they pretty much shoot the missiles right out of the sky. So they basically evaluated and said, well, is this going to hit anything important, or is it just going to bounce in the best way?
Looks like it's pretty much butted right up against the port here.
Went over there and driving around with one of the Israeli special forces along the fence. So they're driving along in an SUV. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like a
East Point, John Kelmar, nice. Thanks for joining us. Nancy and Warren.
And he runs out of the building, gets into this.
Kelly Sears up in the Upper Peninsula.
The guy, the Israeli.
Say A to the UPA.
My guy said, my guy said, oh, look at this guy coming over there. He just types something on the dashboard on the computer.
Thanks for the facts, Scott.
It took like less than 35 seconds for that whole thing down. Probably less than that.
Did the motor sound like this? Choppers overhead. Pat Callahan from Paso Robles, California. My father-in-law's name is Pat Callahan. Concord, North Carolina, Karen Rich, welcome. Joe Arsenault, someone get the crew a beer. Well, there's, I think there's Atwater Brewery around here somewhere. I'm sure they'll partake. Of course, I don't know how that works. Marty Costello, thanks for joining us. I was overhearing the demand for tours is overwhelming. He said it was similar to a Bob Seger concert. And there may be opportunities to still get in. I believe you can check wwj.com for information on links to get that information, or to the Facebook page for the ship. John, you want me to try and zoom in again? It's hard to see what I'm looking at. Give a little sweep around. Bringing some flags down. I got the Michigan flag. I can make that out. Also looks like they have a Canadian and United States flag up on top. A little hoo-yah down there. Got a group of sailors down there. Steve and John, I don't believe they're letting any of us on the ship today. There are tours, but I believe the demand was very high for those tours, so looks like it's going to be a little tough to get in, but I believe check wwj.com for information on those tours. You're welcome, Marty. Thanks for joining us. It looks like they're using a crane over here to assist in the docking of the ship. Thanks, Stephen. I can tell you I've had plenty worse days at work. This is pretty nice. nice day to be out on the river. I don't know how comfortable I'd feel pulling my boat up to this thing, though. A couple recreational boaters getting a closer look over there. Gonna wander a little bit here and see if I can find John Hewitt. See if we can find someone to interview. John Hewitt's down here with me today doing live reports for WWJ. Give you a little different view here. You guys hanging in there? Sharon, can you get close up of ship's name and number? Yeah, I see USS Detroit up there in 7. It's pretty hard to get a close shot with this camera, but I'll try to do that in a little bit. Just checking in with John, preparing on-air reports. He's going to bring someone over to answer our questions about the ship and about its stay here in Detroit, the USS Detroit. There's a better shot of the stern. You can see number 7 there. I've been told that 7 stands for the 7th prototype of this particular ship. 8 days, Zoltan. Ship will be here for 8 days. It'll be commissioned a week from tomorrow, Saturday. Full information at wwj.com. Gorgeous scene down here in Detroit today. Thanks, Richard. 7 is the 7th ship of this class. I appreciate anybody sharing details that they know about this ship. Looks like the crowd is moving on. I believe they have some kind of party they're attending a little bit later. Well, I'm glad you're watching, Kieran. Don't be depressed. We can at least check it out on Facebook Live video. There is the name of the ship, USS Detroit. If anyone wants to help me out about what that's called that it's on. Try to get a good shot of that. Nice view of the Rensen from here. You're welcome, Cody. Looks like they're gonna clear us out from here. We'll stay live for a few more minutes here and see who we can talk to. A little better view of the number on the stern or the bow. Oh, sorry. I should have said the stern, not the back of the ship. Joanne, I've been told it's a littoral, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, littoral combat ship. Thanks for that information link, Teresa. Sharon, it's my pleasure to do this live stream. Richard Bratke, I'm assuming you're telling me that that's the port bridge wing. Makes total sense. Thank you. It's a destroyer. Just about clearing out everybody from this vantage point.
That's right.
Move us along, George.
We're getting the bums rush. Not really.
So what you call the behind the scenes story?
Right. I'm going to try and get a shot up here a little bit. Thanks for staying with me, everybody. People getting selfies with the boat. Oh, not a selfie. Photos with the ship. Can't call it a boat. A nice view of the bow here. Where's the cannons? I believe that's a gun there. Pretty nice sized gun there. I have no clue what it is. If I had some fact sheets with me here, I could tell you. Well, I would probably be guessing. I would look at wwj.com for a story on the ship and all of its details. I'll be quiet for a minute and let you enjoy the sounds.
Older. Yep.
I assume this security notice is for the USS Detroit.
You and the family ever go down to the Outer Banks at all? No, not really. No. We live. You know, we'll send out a link to where we're going to be storing.
It's okay, whatever you want.
I've been told this extra structure in here, Cocosing 3, Cleveland, Ohio, right there, that's placed there because it's too shallow right next to the port here. That allows the ship to be a little further out into the deeper water. Hey Jay, hello USS Detroit. That's right. Thanks Floyd for the information on the tours. All right everyone, thanks for joining us here. We're going to shut it down for now, and make sure you share this with all your friends. It'll be available on our Facebook page for indefinitely. See you later.